last we met, we were working on these two ink panels. You probably remember them from the Catherine Pooler video. And I thought this sort of goldenrod color would be really good to sort of offset them. Because with the terracotta panel, you get sort of a more of a tone-on-tone look. And then with the, like, I don't know, the light green one, you get much more of a, like an offset, or a contrast, I guess I should say. Anyway, so both of these are going to use the same sentiment, which is one that I've had for a while, but haven't really had a chance to use for anything. It is this awesome You Got This die, and I thought that both of these colors would contrast well with purple, which I think they do. This is from Simon Says Stamp. It's their like their in-house cardstock. So I just want to kind of figure out how wide this is, and that's fine. And just cut off a piece to make life easier, as we haven't really done any die cutting in a bit. You can see as this main plate is getting kind of messed up. If we decide that like this isn't enough contrast, like a lot of letter dies, this came with sort of a drop shadow that you can make, so you could always do this out of white and then put the words on top of it if you want more of a sort of a traditional look. So this goes here, and then we sandwich on the You Got This. And in theory, if we do this relatively flat, we'll be able to reuse it in the future. Or we could reuse the cutout basically as a negative image, as all the trendy peeps would say. And all we have to do is feed this guy through. Whoop. And you hear the great click that we are all hoping for, and then it pops out, and yep, looks like this cut through just fine. So I'm gonna go and do a second one. As you'll notice, the nice thing about this is there's no like text floating around really, because the exclamation point winds up getting tied to the last letter of the word. I also, for spoilers, we have some mom dies, so that may be coming soon, because it's the weekend before Mother's Day, and some folks have asked me to make cards, so we're definitely going to do that. And I did this the wrong, well, this is fine, but I had the die pointing in the wrong direction, so I actually cut into the plate that I hadn't been cutting into. It really doesn't matter, like in the grand scheme of things, because the plates are sort of designed to be as a sort of disposable commodity, and that's really nice. Like this cut out with any kind of issue. These O's I don't think I'll need. I always advise you to save your scraps, but I think these are just scraps that we'll get rid of. These You've Got This are pretty neat. Like, you could use this as a stencil for like chalk or lunar paste or anything like that, I think. And that, you could use it again in that way. So I'm definitely saving that for later. We can get rid of these guys for now. And really all we have to do is put the card together now. I will try out this one. We definitely have plenty of contrast going on. So I'm actually going to tape this down first because I don't think we have terribly much to do other than, uh, you know, just getting the other piece glued down. You see, I got a little ink on it last time, so there's that too. I have yet to master the art of actually getting these panels on, like, symmetrically. Uh, I've seen some people, like, most of the card crafters I watch are a lot better at this. When I say Sarah Z? Something like that. There's some, and Simon Harley and Gina Kay and all those people are really good at this compared to me. Um, so with these guys, you got a couple options. You can just sort of do a little bit of glue, or you can put down more than a little bit of glue. I'm going to attempt to do this in a mostly precision way. You don't really need to get everywhere, but you definitely want to make sure, like, the critical edges get done, including these little dots. But this is the Mono Aqua glue I'm still using, and it's pretty easy to get off stuff, but that's another reason I tend to work on a mat, because then if you get it gluey, it's not like everything. And I will... There we go. I don't usually use tweezers, but with something like this, it's a really good option. The offset ones are particularly nice, which are my favorite, which are these guys, because you can grab a non-gluey piece and just pick it up and decide where you want it. I think this looks about good. So, and then you can just sort of push it down a little bit. See if I can get this piece out, which, there we go. Oops. Try and grab that out quick. There we go. The nice thing about the mono is it gives you a little bit of time to work, but it doesn't give you very much, so, yeah. Yeah, there that darn thing is again. Haha. Now we got it out of the way. Anyway, I'm going to let this guy dry off, and we'll do the same thing with the other card. Just won't make sure to poke that out. But I think this looks cute. I like it. Very simple, straightforward. A really nice use of ink blending. And this time we will punch this guy out ahead of time. There we go with that. There is a little bit of glue on here, so I'm going to be somewhat more careful than last time. And same deal, we just need enough liner tape to hold this down. And I always try and make sure that you do all the edges, because it's really annoying if, like, a corner starts popping off. Some of the, like, the areas in the middle, it matters a lot less on, but yeah, you can just sort of do this. These are actually going to two different people for two different reasons, but it's a great sentiment, in my opinion, because I think we all kind of need encouragement from time to time. Here again, I'm trying to get anything I'm worried might lift off, but, like, you don't really need to hit every little piece. Another option here that I haven't tried, but a lot of people are a fan of, is just using a spray adhesive. Obviously, if you do that, most people will use something like an old Amazon box or something of that nature to help with that, because it's, you know, a little bit messy. I like where we're at here. This time I remembered to and as you can see, it's got a little bit of play in it, but that will disappear as soon as the glue starts drying. And I haven't noticed that this glue is particularly shiny when it's dry, but if you are, like me, not the world's most accurate gluer, Yes Paste is a really good option if you want an adhesive that gives you some working time, but also dries more matte. Let's look at our first card just for giggles. As you can see, like this isn't moving anywhere anymore, and we just worked on this a couple minutes ago. So these guys are basically done. So this is sort of the easy 5-minute card, and I'm going to work on something a little bit different while these guys dry.